What's going on, guys? It's your boy Roliver Queen, and I'm back with a brand new video series called Heat of the Week, where I break down the comic books that I got for the week, and I let you guys know what I think about each comic book individually. And I have a nice little ranking system to help me figure things out. If I think it's heat, then I really enjoyed the comic book from both a story and an art standpoint. And if I think it's mid, it wasn't good, it wasn't bad. If I think it's trash, I didn't enjoy any of it. So let's not waste any more time and let's jump right in. First up is Justice League 40. This is with the new creative team of Robert Venditti and Doug Mahnke. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. So this is mid. Why do I say it's mid? Because first of all, the continuity errors are just, it's all over the place. It's ridiculous. But then again, I don't think that's Robert Venditti's fault. I mean, when you say, hey, we're going to do a whole run, but your run takes place before the last run, you're bound to run into some issues, so I can't blame him there. I think my real problem here is the art. So Doug Mahnke's art is not bad, but there's just certain panels where it's like, dude, what is going on? Like, look at this, bro. Like, what's going on with John's eyes, bro? Like, look at this. Like, I have nothing against cross-eyed people, but, yo, what's going on? Like, if you look closely, the eyes don't look right. And what's up with Clark's face? So there's a couple of instances here where the art wasn't hitting for me, man. But overall, it was a solid issue. I'm really looking forward to seeing where the story goes. The Eradicator's back. Your typical cookie cutter invasion storyline. So I like that we're going back to the basics. It's definitely a breath of fresh air from Snyder's plot heavy run. So I like it. It's fun. And I'm definitely going to stick around to see where the story goes. Next up, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 3. That is a mouthful. Oh my gosh. It's written by Ryan Perrell and the art is done by Simone DeMille. So I wanted to say this was a heat issue. Like, I wanted to say this issue was heat, but I couldn't. I really couldn't. And why? Because there's some moments in here that are just super freaking predictable. It's not even funny. Like, we've seen what happens here at least 20,000 times in comic books and TV, and this really brought it down a notch for me. But there are a lot of cool moments here between the Rangers and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and those characters. Those are really great. Those are really well written, and those were the favorite parts, at least for me, in this issue. Also, Simone DeMille continues to knock it out the ballpark with this art. Oh my lord, oh my lord. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. You know, they're Morphin. I'm trying not to spoil too much. But anyways, yeah. Look at this. This is awesome. Look at oh my gosh. Like, this is the guy who did, you know, the art for Beyond the Grid or Beyond the Mid, and it wasn't so great. But as Beyond the Grid ended, his art just got better, and it continued here in this comic book. It's so awesome. Yeah, but anyway, so the art was really one of my main highlights here, and the character interactions between the Turtles and the Rangers. But other than that, I'm sorry, it's just those predictable aspects is what really brought it down a notch for me. Alright, next up is Lois Lane issue 8. It's written by Greg Rucka and the art is done by Mike Perkins. So another mid issue, unfortunately. So my main issue with this issue is that there's not too much Lois Lane happening in this Lois Lane comic book. So the first 2 pages, we open up with the fight with, you know, the Question and the female assassin, well, the female skulled assassin from last issue. That's pretty dope. But mainly, we don't really get to see Lois Lane do much of her investigative journalism, which is why I was drawn to this book to begin with. And honestly, we're still getting bogged down by the events of Superman's comic books. You know, so Superman pops up again. You know, at this point, everyone knows that Superman is Superman. So I feel like Lois Lane took a back seat in her own book. And in terms of plot, it doesn't really progress. I want to say this is like really the 3rd issue now where the plot really hasn't gone anywhere. And it's sad. I feel like Greg Rucka is writing this as if it's an ongoing, but it's not. Dude, this is a 12 issue, what is it, maxi series. Come on, bro. It's 3 issues now. Nothing really has been happening. I need this to move along. But as for the art, no complaints here. I really enjoy Mike Perkins' art. Now, look at this. This is Superman looks sexy, bro. Like I actually just really enjoy the art here. This is beautiful, man. Like I love Mike Perkins Superman and just Lois. Like when it comes to just the theme of this book, you know, kind of like the dark gritty theme of this book, you know, Mike Perkins just knocks out the ballpark, and it works for the general theme of Lois Lane. So I really can't complain about his art. I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite aspects about this book. But I need the plot to progress, damn it. All right, now we're on to some heat. Now we're on to some fucking heat. So Batman 88, it's written by James Tynion IV, and the art is done by Gilliam March. This issue was awesome. This was an awesome issue. Why? It's very split down the middle. Like, we're still dealing with Batman and him trying to figure out what is these assassins' plans for Gotham. What is going on? What's going on with Penguin? Why is he in the mix? What's going on with Deathstroke? What is happening? And also, he's still getting some awesome gadgets. Like, I'm still blown away how each issue since the run started, he always has a brand new toy, and it gets even crazier here. But anyways, we're seeing Batman deal with that. But also, we get to see what Catwoman's role in all of this is. I thought she was just innocent this entire time. No, the hell she's not. And oh boy, this is gonna blow up. This is gonna blow up. I am so hyped for the next issue. This is awesome. This is really awesome. Gilliam March's art is just amazing. I know he's not sticking around for the long haul because he's going to be switching out soon, but look at this. This is awesome. It definitely fits with what's going on here in the story. Oh my goodness, look at this. But anyways, man, this was a great issue. I don't know what else to say. I'm looking forward to the next 2 weeks to see where the story goes, man. Like, James Tynion, bro, thank you. Thank you for making me hype about Batman comics. Again, thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, we're continuing with the heat with Daredevil 17. It's written by Chip Zdarsky, and the art is done by Jorge Fornes. This issue, let alone this entire run, at least for the past couple of issues, have been giving me high blood pressure. Why? Because everything is at its tipping point. Literally. So Matt's personal life is at its tipping point. This gang war in New York, well, that's about to pop off. It's at its tipping point. What the Stormwinds are about to do next to punish Daredevil and set this entire gang war off, it's at its tipping point. I cannot take it anymore. I need shit to pop off. And also, I just want to make a side note. I really enjoy when Daredevil is not Daredevil in this comic book. Just, Matt's personal life and how he's handling, vigilantism without being Daredevil is entertaining as hell. Like, listen, if you can keep this whole Daredevil not being Daredevil thing going for, 20, 30 more issues, as long as the writing is heat, like the way it is right now, I am all right with that. As for the art, I still do prefer Chichetto's art, but hey, man, Fornes does his thing here. Like, this art really blends well with the whole gritty New York Hell's Kitchen vibe. It works. It really does work. I really don't have any complaints here. This was just a great issue, and I can't wait because in 2 more weeks, hopefully things pop off, man. Hopefully things pop off. Chip Zdarsky, whatever you want, man, keep smoking it. This is great. Last but not least, X-Men Fantastic Four, issue 1. It's written by Chip Zdarsky, and the art is done by Terry Dodson. This was an amazing issue, definite heat. It does a great job of catching up people who are not following both comic books at the moment, and just giving you a quick wrap up or just a quick summary of what's happening, and you can just jump right in. Like, I'm not following Fantastic Four, but it was very easy for me to jump in and follow the story. I'm pretty sure the same could be said if you're not following X-Men. Right off the bat, I can tell you I'm 50-50 when it comes to who Franklin Richards should be with. The mutants make a good case, but also the Fantastic Four make a good case. And I also say this, I don't know much about Reed Richards, but I'm looking at him a little funny thanks to this issue. So, man, I'm really stoked for the next issue that's coming out. And I believe 2 weeks or at the end of the month. I got my dates all mixed up. But my only real complaint is the art. I do feel it could do with more, serious art. especially since we're dealing with the X-Men versus Fantastic Four. But I mean, nothing, too crazy, and I'm pretty sure I'll get used to it. But I mean, it's pretty sweet. It's not bad. It's really not bad. But just given what we're dealing with, especially mutants versus Fantastic Four, I really do think this really would have benefited from a different artist. But again, the story carries it. The art is not bad. It's pretty beautiful, But again, that's just my personal preference. But again, a very stellar issue from Chip Zdarsky. He's just really just knocking out the ballpark today. Well, this week. But yeah, Chip, whatever you're smoking, man, or drinking, keep doing it, because this is awesome. Alright guys, that was it for my first week of Heat of the Week. Let me know what you guys thought about the comics that I reviewed down below, and let me know what some of your favorite comic books were this week. And also, feel free to drop some suggestions on what comics would you like to see me review. And if you guys haven't already, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so you're always in the loop whenever I drop new videos. Also, do not forget I stream on Fridays from 6 to 8 Eastern Time, where we just talk about whatever. I'm talking about comics, movies, video games, anime, and I have some soju on deck. It's a great time. Come hang out. I'll see you guys next week. Wolver Queen out. Be